be helping us out throughout the year, and we want to help them out also. So here is Siva.
Thank you, Doctor. Good evening, everyone. I don't know how many of the people in this room brought Powerball ticket. It's time to check your lottery. I think they are taking the drawings now. Nobody won? No, I do not have the numbers. But we have the numbers, okay. But if someone wins, think about us to invest with us. You can definitely invest with us. Okay, good evening, everyone. My team and I are very honored to be here to present to this elegant group. Dr. Gade said we sponsored this event. We don't like to call it as sponsorship. We treat this group as a family kind of thing because it is all Indian group. And Dr. Shah is the one who introduced us to this group. So we really like this group. This is the first group we started presenting at the doctor's events. And thank you, Gade, for giving us this opportunity. We wish you the best in 2016. Wish you a lot of success in 2016 with our meetings and all. Thank you. My name is Siva Mullapudi. Our company's name is called Funding Warehouse. I am here with my team. This is Preetham, and we have our team members distributing the brochures and some pamphlets to everyone here. We are here today to present you hard money lending backed by real estate on how to make consistent returns on your money. Okay? So, along with my team today, I brought an important chief guest. And I wanted to introduce that person to all of you. He is very excited to meet everyone. His name is Einstein. His name is Dr. Einstein, by the way. He also has another name, Theory of Relativity. He has a patient called Theory who is suffering from cancer, and he cured it by the drug called Relativity. So he's also famous with Theory of Relativity. There's a disclaimer here. I'm telling a small story, which is a fictional story. I'm sure everyone understood that it is a fictional story, but I hope it will help me get my point across through everyone because of the story. Okay? So one day Einstein is sitting in his office thinking very deeply, and we went to the office and asked him, like, what happened? He said he's about to retire in about 10 years. And he said he has $500,000 in his bank. And he's thinking deeply on where to invest his money or what options does he have to invest his $500,000. I thought, like, that's an easy problem to solve. If you have money already, there are like million people outside your office standing you, recommending you so many products to invest with them. So why it is so hard for you to invest $500,000 in your bank, $500,000 cash in your bank? So he said over the past 20-30 years, he invested his money in different places, some of which are not secure. On some of the investments, he doesn't have the control. On some of the investments, he doesn't have that consistent high return. So basically, his problem is how can he get a consistent high return, safe and secure with control and consistency. That's his biggest problem. Is there anyone in the audience like who can help him, Dr. Einstein, where to invest in his money? Actually, today the previous group presented 2 gifts to someone. I don't know how they picked the person to give the gift. We also brought 2 gifts. Whoever participating well, the first question whoever answered for me will get the first gift, and this doctor already got it. And when Preetham took the mic, whoever the first person answering to his question, they get another gift. Manny, can you bring one of the gift here? The sharper image one. Thank you. Make it fast. And I assure everyone that we will try to complete our presentation in about 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. That's the time was given to us. This for it all. Thank you very much. Thank you for responding. So I wish everyone, all the audience, please respond if we ask any questions. We want to make it a collaborative meeting, not like a one-side approach and one-side talk from our end. So he is trying to think about it. So we started talking to him and we asked him, like, Doc, we have so many investment options. Some of them are this one, like we have stocks. One of the options you can invest in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or you can invest in your regular retirement funds, Or you can invest in real estate. You can buy real estate, you can do fix and flip, or find someone who can do fix and flip. Or you can do hard money lending. So he started analyzing one by one. So on the first thing, when I said stocks, he said, come on, there is no, if I invest in stocks, there is no control on my money when I invest in stocks. And it is very prone to recession. The stocks can lose value like in overnight, and it is very prone to recession. And a quick tidbit here, 100 years back, some of the people who invest in the blue chips companies, in the Dow, there are 100 companies 100 years back, now 30 companies. Now there is only one company that is remaining, which is GE. Yeah.
If somebody invested in all the Dow, so here's a funny thing, all the mutual fund people, they say invest for the long term and forget about it. Think of this, if 100 years ago you invested in the 30 companies which are in the Dow 30, the top blue chip companies, only one of them, GE, is still there. The other 29 are no longer there. So if you invested in the 30 companies and just left for the long term, you only have one company left. So that's not secure in my opinion.
But Dow 30 is still there.
They replace with new companies, right? But if you
Wait a minute, if you invested in Dow, you will be still there. In
No.
30 companies.
Yeah, what I meant was if you invested in the 30 companies in the Dow, you cannot technically invest in Dow. If you invest in 30 companies which constitute the Dow, and
You
you
can invest in Dow. There is an index fund for the Dow.
Yeah, and again, we are not here to argue one is better than other. We are here to give our perspective. And again, we do not have any conflict of interest towards Dow or towards stocks or bonds. But we do have conflict of interest towards our option, which is the real estate lending. I'll come to that part in a minute. Okay. So he basically said he doesn't have any control on that. It is very hard to master. He cannot learn about companies and he cannot follow them each and every day, following the company. And it can lose value in short time, and they are very easily susceptible to market fluctuations. So we start analyzing, Doc, you already have a retirement account. Why don't you keep your cash in your retirement account so it will be useful for you after your retirement? So again, he said he has very limited flexibility with his retirement account. It doesn't give you too many options. So the number of options are low. He doesn't have flexibility. He doesn't have control. At the same time, with some of the retirement accounts where they have a money manager, there are service fees which needs to be charged to their retirement accounts, unless, even though if they make money or if they lose money. And again, these are also very dependent on the market, very fluctuated by the market. And the third option is, Doc, why don't you buy real estate? And actually, I should tell you, from the last meeting which we did here to now, I'm very surprised at how many doctors own real estate as a second investment property, as a second or third investment property. I'm sure in this room there are so many doctors with real estate, owning a real estate, which is kind of surprising to me. Coming from an engineering background, I thought it is very common on our side, but I'm surprised that even doctors, they own a lot of real estate as second or third homes as a part of investment. So we're talking about the real estate. The good things with real estate is obviously you have a lot of control. You can buy and sell the house whenever you want. You can pick and choose the location wherever you want to buy the house. You can pick the size, you can pick the location, size of the investment, things like that. And it is relatively easy to learn. There is a collateral which is the real estate property. And again, it is not susceptible to market fluctuation. When I say that, I mean in a short term. The real estate doesn't fall or fluctuate a lot in a 6-month period or in a 1-year period. They may lose value over the time frame, like in the previous recession from 2008 to 2012. According to Bruce Norris, who is an economist in Southern California, he claimed that the market values dropped, the real estate property on an average dropped 20% across the nation. That is over a span of 4 years. So unlike stocks, they are not easily susceptible to the market. But the bad side of the real estate is they are also time consuming. If you have a rental property, you need to make sure to attend for any necessities. They are also a little bit hard to buy the property. Along with time consuming, there are like some other expenses, like there could be a vacancy where the property could be vacant and you may not be getting a return on investment. And there are other expenses like taxes, insurance, maintenance, management, utilities and repairs. So this is the third option. So he is still not happy. So we went to the fourth option, which is our option. Again, as I mentioned before, we are a real estate hard money lending company. We lend loans. So here we're talking about the pros of the real estate lending. With hard money lending, the investors, all of our investors get consistent double-digit return. When I say double-digit return, I want to be specific. Majority of our investors get 15% return. Again, here is small tidbit. Last time when we presented in September or in August, about 15% return. I saw so many faces with a question mark face on their head, saying that how can you give 15% return? After that, we did some research and we thought there is a reason why we are giving 15% return. Because the first thing is it is a hard money lending, not like a regular conventional lending. And second thing is, unlike banks or any other brokerage, whatever we charge to the borrower, we pass it to the lender. We do not make any money or commission on this interest rate. We make money on the points. For every loan we close, we charge like 1 or 2 points and we make money on the points at the time of loan closing. And then because we service that loan, we will be on that loan towards the time frame of the loan. We don't just stop once the loan is closed. We will be make sure until the money is paid back, until the last principal, until you receive the principal back to your bank. Again, hard money lending is asset based. The property will be the collateral. We only invest in the properties like low loan to value. I will come to this in a minute. And again, most of the hard money lendings are shorter time frame. Most of them are 6 months, some of them are 1 year. So they range between 6 months to 1 year or sometimes 2 years, very rare. And to all our lenders, it is a hands-free. For our lenders, we present what kind of deals we are investing them. And once they feel comfortable in the type of location and type of property, we invest in the real estate. And after that, it will be completely hands-free to the lender. We will be still involved from our company. We make sure to send updates to the investors. We make sure to service the loans, which means we send you the check on the first of every month. And we make sure until the principal is paid back, we are legally responsible to service the loan. Okay, so now we have an answer at least. We want the doctor to be a bank. You may have seen our banner there. We are encouraging the people to be a bank. And coming from Asian community, particularly Indian community, I think it is not rocket science for us. In India, like so many people does hard money lending or small micro loans, which they call micro loans, for a bigger interest value than here. So now we have a solution to do the hard money lending, and I want to quickly explain you I want to take 5 minutes on how we structure the deals and all. On the hard money lending, we invest on the properties that are not good to the market. For example, this is a property in Beverly Hills. The property is down. There are like a lot of grass and a lot of shrubs. People like contractors who does this full time, they buy these properties, they fix and renovate these properties, and they sell these properties at a top dollar. This property, I'm not sure whether anyone recognizes this property. This is the British peers own this property. In 2012, she sold this property for 2.25 million when the property is worth 4.45 million. So we invest only in these kind of properties where the property after repair, there is a big value to that property, and if someone can buy it for cheap discount, like situations like probate deal or someone like divorced or lost a job or something like that. In those scenarios, the owners of the property, they are not in a mood to fix the property and to sell it for a top dollar. So in those cases, they sell the properties at a wholesale price, and we invest with the contractors or with the rehabbers who does fix and flip on these kind of properties. So I will give a quick example to keep the numbers simple. Even though this property is sold for 2.25 million, I kept the numbers simple. We invest in a property such as let's say a property can be purchased at 600K, and if someone is making repairs for 100K, here the total cost of the project is 700K, purchase plus repair. And once they fix that property, the after repair value of this property is 1 million, which means the loan to value is 70% loan to value. We only invest in the properties which are less than or equal to 70% loan to value. We do not invest in properties greater than 70%. That 30% we like to keep it as a cushion. So if something happens to the borrower or to the loan, we can easily sell the property at 10% or 15% discount and can get our principal back. So that's basically the concept. The loan to value is 70%. Whenever we usually get like 10 to 15 deals per every 2 weeks. We don't take each and every deal we get. We only pick and choose the best deals. And our due diligence process comprised of 2 steps. The first thing is the good deal, and the second thing is a worthy borrower. We define these definitions. The definition for good deal is again, purchase plus repair should be less than or equal to 70% ARV. If it is more than 70% ARV, we don't take those kind of deals. The second one is a worthy borrower, which means you make sure that the borrower has enough experience to handle these kind of projects, and also he has enough liquidity in his bank to maintain these kind of projects. We make sure we verify, and every number or everything which I say here is verifiable. For example, like the purchase price is verified from the contract, rehab can be verified from a third party inspector, after repair value can be verified from an appraiser or a third party broker opinion. Borrower's experience can be verified, borrower's bank statements can be verified. We do this kind of due diligence, and once we finish the due diligence, we submit this, we package these deals and we submit it to the first lenders. I say first lenders because usually they are hard money banks or mortgage funds who are catered towards investing in real estate. They only do real estate, and nowadays first lending, money for the first lenders is a commodity. It is very cheap. They usually charge 6 to 12% on their money. They are not like conventional banks. They are mortgage funds or some funds which are kept together only to invest in real estate projects. So we submit it to them. Once we get an approval from the first lender, then we submit it to the second lenders like doctors, lawyers, engineers. Now our network has so many people. We have a good number of doctors from this group too who invest in our projects. And again, the first lenders get 6 to 12% on their money. The second lenders, which is very precious and which is very valuable, the second lenders, which is like you and me, you get 12 to 18% return for the money we invest in. When I say percent,